Welcome, welcome to each of you this afternoon. Thank you for joining together today. Month in review, August 2023. As is our ritual, we review the month's theme and highlights. And this month, our theme has been nature is our greatest teacher. Pay attention. For the purposes of yoga, we have looked at three aspects of nature. One, the wind in its fluid nature. Two, the earth and its supportive nature. And three, water and its direction of flow. And we have paid attention. So your yoga invitation for today is let my cues guide you as we pay attention. Nature is our greatest teacher. We'll gift ourselves with a few moments as we move into stillness here. This is where we begin to fully arrive on our mats, or maybe we've chosen to sit in a chair. So we begin with an upright posture. Begin noticing breath. And then just follow the rhythm of your breath. Yoga is an excellent way of moving into stillness. As you follow breath, notice the natural inner calming of awareness and move away from doing into being. One more deepened breath here. Release that breath. And with our next breath, we'll begin with some physical asanas as we warm our body. We will begin today in standing position. So we'll begin to stand up, shake out the legs if need be. In our warming segment today, we're going to review wind in its fluid nature. So let the feet separate, let the toes turn outwards. Just let the body start to fluidly move like the wind. And then begin moving into your freestanding swings. The arms fluidly swing about you from side to side. The feet might be firmly grounded and stay planted on your mat. You You might lift up the heels as the body fluidly moves here. And you might even notice a little breeze going across the arms as you continue this practice. Freestanding swings. So the fluid nature of the wind, it's always changing. And so are we in our movements. Do a couple more. Maybe you're starting to move a little quicker, maybe not. And then we'll slow this practice down. Go a little bit slower. A little bit slower. And then we'll come back into that center with a pause. Turn the feet parallel. And then scissor walk so the feet are just hip width apart, parallel to each other. And we'll continue with painting of the aura. With the next deepened breath, the arms are going to begin to reach and rise. We're going to gaze upwards as well. As we release the breath, arms open out. Let the knees bend. Let the hips sink down. Let the head bow down. And then receive a breath. Let the arms lift up behind you. Here we go. Release a breath. Arms release. They reach forward. The body rises up. We gaze up. We open up. We release a breath. This time we're going to bring the arms forward. Knees bend. Hips drop down. Arms release. Head releases. And we let those arms swing up behind us fluidly. Let the movements become effortless, like the movement of wind. And as you continue with this painting of the aura, begin to notice the internal changes, the breath, maybe the warmth, the movements of your mind. How about the emotions? We're going to do one more beautiful, big, paint the aura. And then we'll rise together, upwards, salute. Let's see if we can even lift the toes upwards a little bit. And then very gently let the palms, fingers, and thumbs touch. And begin to draw the thumbs to your heart center. Notice when the thumbs begin to touch the heart center, lifting of the heart. We're going to do the standing circle of breath practice. So we begin with a receiving breath. Arms reach forward. We interlace the fingers. Elbows bend, spin the palms away. With the next breath, let the arms reach up. Palms lifting up. Releasing of the breath. Palms turn down. Fingers separate, arms open. Now the arms are going to circle freely behind us. We're going to touch the opposite forearm with one hand. We're going to do reverse ragdoll arms. We're going to interlace the fingers, whatever serves your body. But with the next breath, you're going to slide those shoulder blades down, broaden those collarbones out, open the front body. The releasing breath, the arms release. Open the arms through wingspan, circle them forward. Do one or two more of these. Fingers interlaced, push the palms away, receiving of a breath, rise up. Make this fluid best you can. Palms turn down, arms open out and circle behind. Nice big deep breath. Open, lift through the front body, the releasing breath. Arms release again. And they reach forward. Let's flow through this last one. Oh, wind in its fluid nature. And that is always, always changing. And the yoga link to the wind is that we are always changing as well as we continue to move. And then we're going to reach the arms forward and let them rise all the way up. We're going to do some standing lateral stretching now. So you can keep the arms shoulder width apart. Maybe today you bring the hands onto the hips and let them rest there. Maybe you like that, fingers interlaced, palms lifting up. Whatever's going to serve you. Receive a deepened breath. Begin releasing of the breath. Begin reaching your body over to the right side. Feel the stretch and then rise up as you receive the next breath. Begin releasing of this breath and let your body begin reaching over to the left side. Receive a deep, deep breath, a little bit deeper if we can. And then begin releasing this breath a little bit longer as you reach over to the right. Can you turn your head to the left this time? Rise back to your center. The releasing breath again as you reach over to the left. Long, long, deep releasing breath. Maybe the head turns over to the right. And we rise back up together. We turn the palms down or we separate the palms, but wherever they are, we reopen through wingspan. Bring ourselves into mountain pose. Just notice now. There's some warming, there's some inner movement, there's some fluidity of breath. Just to notice that. And we continue our practice warming into energizing from the mountain pose. Let the palms come together again at the heart center. Thumbs touch the heart. As you receive the next breath, let the arms reach up again and find your drishti and lift the heels up together. Scissor the inner thighs together. As you release the breath, slowly draw the heels down, bend the elbows, bring the thumbs back to the heart center and lift the toes up. Flow. Receiving breath. Arms reach up, heels lift up. Scissor the inner thighs together. Releasing breath. Heels travel down, thumbs travel back to the heart center, and the toes lift up. One more. Let's deepen into the breath. Can we make this into a fluid-like motion? And then very gently bring the toes back down onto your mat, receiving up the next breath. If you did turn to the long edge of your mat, please turn towards the top edge of your mat. I will join you there. We're going to warm into the energizing as we review Earth and its supportive nature. So begin to notice the support through the soles of your feet here. And then we're going to go into a forward fold. Maybe you're going to keep the legs a little straighter today. Maybe you're going to really let the knees soften and let the chest travel towards the top of the thighs. Keep the Anjali Mudra, please. We're bowing to our earth. Its supportive nature. When the hips have hinged us, we release the hands. Fingertips come to the outsides of the feet. Maybe you've got your blocks today, or you're just letting the knees be soft and gentle. With the next breath, we half lift. So we stretch the legs and we bring the fingertips to the fronts of the toes, or we bring the palms to the shins. Exaggerate the lengthening through your spine, please. Earth is a reliable constant. It's everything that the wind isn't. The wind is fluid and free-flowing. The earth is supportive and constant, reliable. And then let's soften the knees. Here we go. We're going to flow through the fierce pose so the arms open out. Keep the knees softened. Feel the inner alignment. There's a lot of support going on there in the lower body. Connect with that. And then the arms will circle down. They might reach forward. They might stay there. They might rise up, whatever's working best for us. Scissor those inner thighs together. Keep the tailbone lengthening, shoulder blades drawing down. Rise up. So we lift up through the arms, stretch out through the legs, and then very gently bring the palms together. Bring the thumbs back to the heart center. Prepare for a standing balance. Receiving of the next breath. Muscular energize the right leg. Find your drishti again. Bend the left knee. Engage Mula Bandha. All of these details are of a supportive nature, and they're all being connected to the earth as you stand here. Got that? And then we're going to lift that left foot up. Bring the fingertips to the left thigh. You can just gently support yourself here. If you'd like to transition towards dancer, left hand comes to the left lower leg. Left heel draws in towards the left sit bone. The right arm begins to reach and rise up. We might stay here. We might begin to release another breath and let the hips hinge us a little bit forward. Find your supportive nature. Trust it, just like the earth. It's reliable. It's constant. And we'll come back up into our center. We're going to slowly and gently bring that left foot down. Bring both arms up, please. And bring that left foot down. Feel the support again. Reconnect. And then open the arms out. Forward fold. Soften the knees, straighter legs, whatever's going to serve you. Let the head grow heavy. Bow to the earth. Half lift here. From here we soften again. We bend the knees. We go back to that fierce pose. Bend the knees. Drop the hips. Open those arms. Feel the support of nature. It's your body supported by the earth. What a beautiful connection. And then the arms circle down. They might reach forward. They might rise upwards. Shoulder blades down. Tailbone tucking. Navel engaging. Core energy. There's a big support for us. And then rise up. Lift up. Stretch the legs out. Gaze up. Palms, fingers, thumbs touch. Draw the thumbs to your heart center. Prepare for that standing balance opposite side. The right leg muscular energizes. The left leg muscular energizes. The right knee softly bends. Come up to the tippy toes of the right foot. And then start to lift that right foot up. Fingers come to just softly touch the right thigh. You can stay there. If you choose to transition towards dancer, move slowly, breathe deeply, trust your supportive nature, and connect to the earth. And maybe you hip hinge a little bit forward, maybe you don't. Breathe. Really connect into what's strong, steady, and constantly reliable for you. And we'll all come back up into our center. Lift up the right arm, lift up the right knee. So both arms are lifted up, the right foot is lifted up. And then softly bring that right foot down. Receiving of the next breath. Now we're going to flow into our standing sequence here. From upward salute, we transition to warrior two. Let the left arm circle forward. Bend the left knee. Pick up the left foot. Now this is kind of tricky, so step the left foot back. Open the hips, open the shoulders, bend the right knee. All those details. Arrive at your warrior two as you gaze out over those right fingertips. You're reaching away. Warrior two is a beautiful pose to really connect deep into your earth, this supportive nature. You can't reach and stay strong and confident without knowing that you're supported through the lower body. The lower body is supported by the earth. It's all connected. One more breath, warrior two, reach out, power down. And then we're going to modify into triangle. Just release the left arm down. Stretch out the right leg. Check in internally. Hips are level. Shoulder blades are broadened and down in the back body. Now just reach through the right arm. Just reach the right arm. Maybe the left hand can just softly touch the left hip so you can feel the action that the left hip is giving you as you reach into strength. As you release that right arm down, it's a soft touch. So we're trusting our supportive nature as we're being supported by the earth here. Maybe fish for fun. If you bend the left elbow and bring the hand around the back body there, just notice what that does for you. One more breath, this modified triangle. Yeah, and then we rise. Start to lift your body. Start to open both arms out into the wingspan. Feel the body lifting. Isn't that strong? Isn't that supportive? And then from here we move into the reverse triangle. So again, the left arm comes down. This time the right arm reaches up. Gaze up. See the fingertips. And let that right arm reach over towards the right ear. Strong, supportive. Trust the earth's deep, supportive nature and reach from there. We'll rise all the way back up together. The body lifts up, both arms open out, wide, wide, wide. We're going into a wide straddle forward fold. So first step, feet parallel. Receive a breath. Let the heels turn in or the toes turn out. Hands can come to hips. Arms can continue to reach out. You can reach the arms forward. What is going to serve your body as you bow once again towards the earth in wide straddle? Keep the spine long. So when we're coming down from wide straddle forward fold, it's like a half lift. The spine stays long and lengthening. When the hips have hinged us, the fingertips come down softly to the mat. You might have a block or another prop there where the fingertips just softly touch. Now release your head, please. Bend your elbows. Bow. Fold. Breathe. Notice your strong, supportive lower body so that you can keep bowing and breathing fluidly like the wind. One more breath. And then we half lift from here. So we come up to the fingertips. We lift the chest away from the thighs. Now we're going to softly bend both knees. We're going to rise to the sun god or the goddess pose. So the knees are bent, the hips are dropping, the arms are reaching. We feel all of that connection. And then we notice, can I lift the toes as well? And then we're going to bend those elbows. We're going to receive the next breath. And as we release the breath, we're going to reach those elbows back and open through the whole front body. Do what's right for you. Maybe your goddess pose has got a little straighter legs today. It's the connections, it's the inner practice that we're aiming for here, not the outer look of the body. One more breath. And then gently bring the palms onto your thighs. Fingers to the inside, thumbs to the top. We're going to move into a twist. Release a breath. Hip hinge forward. Start to turn your body to the right. So the right elbow pushes back. So it's pushing against the right thigh. But don't really let the right leg move about. Keep it strong and supportive. But allow the left shoulder to just drop down towards the center of your body and turn the head looking over towards the right elbow. There we are. We receive a breath. We come back to center. Body lifts up. Release a breath. Start to turn the torso to the left. The left hand is pressing into the left thigh. It's isometric or opposite energies. And then you gaze to the left elbow, drop the right shoulder as you turn into this twist. Let's flow with this strong support. Back to center. Release the breath. Turn towards the right. Receive the breath. Rise back to the center. Release. Turn toward your left. Receive the breath back into your center. And then reach out both arms together. Let them rise up. Let your body lift all the way up. Beautiful. Start to scissor walk the feet back towards each other. Here you go. Upward salute. And then we're going to turn to the back edge of our mat. If you can still see the camera, make it right for you. And then from here, we're going to pick up our right foot. Bend that knee as the right foot lifts up. Now open to your warrior two. The right arm circles forward. The right leg stretches back. The hips open. The shoulder blades open. The arms open. All the while, you are strong, strong, strong throughout the lower body. It's all being supported by the earth. Gaze over. Let's come back into the center. I just realized even though I turned to the back of the mat, we need to go the right knee bending. So feet parallel. Reach out both arms. Now turn on the right heel. Bend the right knee. Gaze out over the right fingertips. There we go. Warrior two. One more deepened breath. And then we do that modified triangle again. So we bring the left arm down. We stretch out the right leg. Reach out through the right arm. Keep reaching. Reach and reach and reach. Bring it down very gently. Maybe you bend that left elbow again, slide it across the back of your body. Maybe you just keep the hand resting on the outside of the left hip. Maybe you turn the eyes towards the left shoulder. Maybe you gaze forward. One more breath. And then we'll rise up together from here. So we softly lift. We reach out. Feel the reach. And then reverse triangle. Left arm comes down. Right arm rises up. Reach over towards your left side. Feel the reach. Reach into it. One more nice deepened breath. Reverse the triangle. Where's the left hand moving? And then we rise all the way back up into that center. Open the arms out. Softly turn the feet parallel. Bend the knees lightly. Now we get to go to the opposite side. So we stretch the legs out. We pivot onto the heel of the left foot. Hips still level, shoulder blades still level, arms still reaching out. Then reach away, reach, reach, reach away. Right arm comes down to the top of the right thigh. And the left arm keeps reaching. We notice the reach through the support. If we didn't have the support, we couldn't reach. So we're tuning in to these supportive natures. And the earth is the constant, most reliable support that we've got. When the left arm softly comes down, it gently touches. We don't hang out in any one place in yoga. We have whole body skill at all times. Maybe we bend the right elbow. Maybe we slide the right hand behind the right body. Maybe not. As we receive this next breath, feel the fluidity of the breath, even in this strong, challenging pose. Here we are. We'll rise back up together. So softly start to lift your body. Begin to reach both arms all the way out again. Reach them out. Reverse the triangle. Bring the right arm down. Let the left arm reach up. And begin to reach over to the left side. That upper arm stays close towards the left ear. So the whole left side of your body is stretching, is lengthening as you reach. And the strongest of supportive nature through your lower body, connected to that supportive earth, will rise all the way back up into that center again. Feel the lifting, arms the reaching. Here comes that wide straddle forward fold. Feet go parallel first. Receive a breath here. Extend. Release the breath. Knees micro bend, heels turn in or toes turn out. Maybe do a little something different this time. If the arms stayed wide, maybe bring the hands to the hips or even reach forward. Do something just a little bit different this time as you fold into your wide straddle. Forward fold. Notice when the hips have given you their full hinging today. And then softly bring the fingertips down to your mat. Let the head release. Let the elbows bend. Notice that stretch through the upper body when the elbows bend. One more breath here. Next breath, half lift. So we lift the chest away from the thigh area. And then we micro bend both knees. We drop the hips down. We're going to rise to the sun god or the goddess pose again. Arms open out wide. The knees track towards the pinky toe sides of our feet so they don't fall in. They stay strong and supportive. And then we bend the elbows. We might have a goddess pose that is just with less intensity. What serves us, that's what we're doing here. But we're allowing the upper body to open as the lower body stays strong. Release the next breath. Bring the palms back to the tops of the thighs. Fingers to the inside, thumbs to the top. Here we go, hip hinge forward. This time we turn towards the left. So we turn our body to the left. The right shoulder drops down in the center of our body. We gaze over the left shoulder. We rise with the breath. We start turning to the right. We reach over towards the right. Drop the left shoulder to the center of your body. Rise again. One more, please. Releasing breath. Hips sink. Body turn. All the while, that lower body is so strong, so connected. We come back into the center. We open those arms out. We extend through the fingers, turn the palms down, turn the feet parallel. One more for the warrior two, triangle. Left toes turn to the top, back edge of your mat. Bend that left knee, gaze over those left fingertips. Feel the presence of your warrior two. It's strong, it's courageous, confidence. Modify the triangle. As the right arm comes down, the left leg stretches out. Then we reach out through the left arm. So the right hand, you can just feel the movement as that left arm reaches away from our body. All the while, wow, what a strong connective lower body we've got to have this continue. When the left arm comes down, it softly touches the leg, ankle, foot, mat, whatever serves you. Maybe you bring that right hand across your right body again, maybe not. We do one more breath here. Lift the kneecaps. And then we rise back up together. Feel the body lifting. Feel the arms reopening out. Wide, wide, wide. Reverse the triangle. The right arm comes down again. The left arm reaches up. That upper left arm is going to stay close to the left ear as you continue to reach over to the right side as the left side of your body continues to stretch. Let's release this next deep breath, really strong through the lower body, and release into it. Beautiful. We begin to rise, begin to lift all the way back up. Open up both arms wide. Micro bend the knees gently. Turn the feet parallel first, and then scissor walk or slightly take a little hop back. Arms circle all the way up. Palms touch. Thumbs travel to your heart center. Pause. Breathe. You are connected to the earth. Even when you're indoors, your mat is resting on a floor. The floor is resting on a foundation. The foundation is connected to the earth. Feel that. And then let the breath once again be fluid, like the wind. With this very next breath, we'll micro bend both knees. Turn now towards the top edge of your mat once again and separate the feet to the wide, long edges of your mat. We're going to go into the prayer squat. So the heels turn in gently, the toes turn out. With an uplifted posture, we reconnect with the lower body. And then we start to slowly micro bend the knees. We just move where they move us. We never, never, never bring our body beyond what it can serve us or offer us for the day's practice. So wherever that takes you, that's where your prayer squat lives today. If the hips do keep traveling down, we keep those knees wide so that they're out towards the pinky sides of our toes. And then we draw those thumbs to the heart center if we've forgotten. And when we receive the next breath, we're going to reach the arms forward, stretch the sit bones back, and let the legs stretch out a little bit from wherever they are. So you're kind of like in an extended half lift prayer squat. Release the breath. Return to your prayer squat. Whatever that looks like and serves for you today. Receive. Start to reach the arms forward. Press the sit bones back so like it's the sit bones lifting for the strong lower body. And then the legs stretch out just a little as the arms reach forward. Release back. One more, please. I know this is challenging. Receive. The reaching. Earth can teach us support. We connect to the ground. We trust its reliability. We're back into a prayer squat that serves us well. With the next releasing breath, we plant the palms down. Now we stretch the legs out. We're going to a little modified forward fold. Let the head grow heavy. Feet turn parallel. Scissor walk the feet back towards each other. And then step one leg back, the other leg back. We're going to plank. So the legs stretch out way beyond us. We shift the body forward, shoulders and wrists stacked. Mula Bandha, kneecaps lifting, thigh muscles hugging into those big deep thigh bones. Shoulder blades broadening. Oh, so much strength and support. Receive one more deepened breath. Release the breath. Downward facing dog. Transition to your downward dog. Again, with a receiving breath, heels rise up. Releasing breath. Body shifts forward. Hold the releasing breath. And then receive. Hips rise up. Breath is released. Reach back. Downward facing dog. Next receiving breath, heels rise again. This time, bend the knees as the body shifts forward lightly. Softly, softly, softly come down to the knees. Remember, have the blanket across your mat so it's always there for knees if you'd like a little protection like that. And begin releasing the breath as you reach back to your child's pose. Oh, bow again towards the earth. Your child's pose today can be knees hip width apart. It could be knees wide to the long edges of your mat. You can always create some kind of a little support for the forehead. Stack the fists, stack the forearms. You're always, always doing what's very best for you. And as we breathe here, we reflect on this month's theme, nature. Nature is our greatest teacher. Pay attention. Wind with its fluidity. Earth with its support and reliability. One more breath. And with the very next breath, we're going to rise back up to tabletop. So please bring the knees hip-width apart if they were out wide. Now we're going to go right into the divine half monkey. So we're going to lift up that left knee, stretch that left leg forward all the way. Maybe you walk your leg forward. Maybe it doesn't just move forward, you walk it forward. But the toes are lifted, the heel is grounded into the mat. Take a peek at your right knee, outer hip in alignment. Fingertips, maybe they're on a block. Inside, outside the left leg, maybe they're just resting on the mat. Release a breath. Start to bow. Maybe the hands walk a little forward. Maybe the elbows really, really bend. Receive a breath. Go into a half lift. Lift the chest away from your thigh. Release a breath. Bow again. Receive the breath. Half lift. There we go. And then slowly walk the hands back towards the knee if they moved at all. And start to slowly transition back to tabletop, whatever works best for you. You might stretch that left leg out first behind you and bring it into tabletop. Next, receiving breath, we pick up the right knee. We start to walk or circle or reach that right leg forward. Nice straight leg. Heel connected, toes lifting. The receiving breath. And as we release this breath, we begin to bow again. We bow towards the thigh. We receive the breath. We half lift. We lift the chest. We release the breath. We bow again. We receive to lift. And we're reviewing internally some of the fluidity and some of the support. One more. That we are working together in this pose, in this asana. And as we go into the half lift, we transition back to our tabletop. From the tabletop, we flow into a spinal wave. Your choice. Knees down, knees hovering. And then we come back to the center, and together we begin to finish well today as we review water and its direction of flow. So from tabletop, we're going to reach our left leg out to the left side. Help it get out there, whatever you need to do, but really plant the sole of your left foot onto the floor outside. So you feel that deep supportive connection there. Now do a spinal wave in this position. Ready? The receiving breath. As you release the breath, tailbone tucks down, head bows down. As you receive the breath, tailbone rises, crown of your head lifts. Really keep the shoulder blades drawn down. Don't kink the neck. Remember, fluid, flow. One more, the releasing breath. Tailbone and head bow down. Receiving breath. Tailbone, crown of your head lift. Keep it flowing. And then come back to the neutral position. Start to walk the hands back towards the right knee. Start to lift the body up. Modify wherever you need to here. Maybe this doesn't really work for your body today, so be creative. Let the flow of your creativity bring you into a practice that'll be similar to what we're doing here. And then from here, modified side plank to gate pose, arms open out wide. As we release the breath, the left arm releases down. It's just going to softly touch the left outer leg as the right arm continues to reach up. It might start to reach over that right ear again, it might not. We come back to the center. The flow of water can be likened to the flow of breath, so flow with breath. Release the breath. Release the right arm down. Start to lift the left arm up. Maybe the left arm comes over towards the left ear. Maybe hand stays right on the hip. We're going to rise back to center. Flow through one more time, please, with the breath. The releasing breath, left arm down. The receiving breath, right arm up. Releasing breath, right arm down. Receiving breath, left arm rises. Come back to center. Reaching out both arms. Release this next breath. Circle the arms forward. Reach the sit bones back. Feel that next breath. Nature.
Start to slowly transition
the fluidity of the reach and then feel the flow of the breath.
right leg all the way out to the right side. Stretch it out. Plant that right foot down. Receive the next breath. Here comes your spinal waves. The releasing breath. Tailbone and head release down together. Receiving breath. Tailbone and crown of your head lift up together. Don't kink anything. Keep it flowing. Breath is like water. It flows. One more. Flow. Breathe. All the while, there's that connective, supportive, internal alignment with the earth. When that last practice is done, you're back to center. You start walking your hands back towards the left knee. You lift the torso. You reach those arms out. Let's receive a deep breath here. Begin releasing the breath. Now the right arm releases down. The left arm reaches up, or hand on hip, or arm reaches over towards the left ear. Flow with the breath, please. Releasing breath. The left arm begins to release down. The receiving breath. The right arm begins to rise up. You might have your block that the hand is coming towards. You might have another little prop just to encourage your practice. Let's flow one more time. Release. Release the right arm. Receive. Reach the left arm. Releasing of the breath. Release the left arm. Receiving of the breath. Rise the right arm. Nicely done. We all come back into our center. We circle the arms forward. We reach the hips back. We plant the palms down. Transition to tabletop. And then start to slowly transition. That right leg is going to transition back to tabletop. We're going to flow through our seated pose. Transition with grace. However that invites you. Flow through. Start to slowly lower your body down towards the supine pose. Whether you have the knees bent today, feet flat on the mat, using the hands and arms for support or not. Whether you have the Dandasana legs, the chin is tucking, you're supporting to roll down or not. Whatever's serving you. Come all the way down to the mat. Breath. Notice the ease of the flow of breath as you are supported by your back body. Know that the support of your back body is being supported by the earth. And then together, As we finish well, we start to bend both knees. We start to pick up both feet with ease. We release a deep breath. We hug gently, thighs towards chest, or if it's your choice, knees towards the armpits. But we're all gonna go back to the knees being hip width apart. Now we're gonna do a little flow from here. So we follow breath, because the flow of water is likened to the flow of our breath. Here we go. The receiving breath. The arms release and the arms reach up and the legs lift up. Releasing of the breath. Just the arms release overhead. Legs stay wherever they are. They might not be lifted up entirely. Receive the next breath. Lift the arms up. Release the breath. Now bend the knees. Hands come to the legs and you hug in. There's the flow. Let's see if we can do this like water. Receiving breath. Lift up the legs, reach up the arms, releasing breath. Arms release overhead. Receiving breath. Arms rise up. Releasing breath. Knees bend. Hug in. One more. Receive. Legs and arms rise. Release. Arms reach overhead. Receive. Arms rise up. Release. Hug in. Receive a breath as you soften the hug. And begin to stretch out just the right leg. Reach it out in midair. Just stretch it out. Extend through the heel, please. Now for 1 or 2 breaths, this is going to be, okay, I'm here, nothing's happening. For 3 or 4 breaths, maybe the thigh starts to quiver, the leg starts to ignite a new form of energy. And let's release the next breath. Begin to release the right leg down and bring the left foot down inside the right thigh. We're going to transition to a 1 leg knee down supine twist. Arms will open either to your wingspan or to your sun god. That left foot is going to stay on the inside of the right thigh, or it's going to pick up to the top of the right thigh, or it's going to go over to the outer edge. If you play with all 3, you'll find one that feels just right for you, so you can continue to flow. Here we go. Next receiving breath. We begin to release the breath, and the left knee just releases to the right, and receive the breath. Bring it all back to center. Here we go. Release the next breath. The right knee just releases a breath's worth over to the right, the receiving breath. Bring it back to center. Now we continue. Receive a deep, full breath. Take your time. Begin releasing this breath very slowly. Left knee begins releasing to the right, and you keep breathing, keep flowing, and keep moving. Now you might bring that right hand to touch the left thigh. You might not. If you do, you'll find that it's just a little gentle encouragement for the knee to continue its journey. Keep the whole outside edge of your right body turning towards the mat as the left knee continues to turn towards the right. Follow with breath, please. You know that you're in the fullness of the pose. Receive the deepest breath here. Where does it flow? Inwardly. And release a long, deep breath out. Let it go. Let's receive the next breath. Release the right hand if you chose to use it. Begin to bring that left knee back to your center. Again, flow with your breath. Go slow. Take your time. just to feel the sensations of body turning back onto the whole back. So now the left foot touches your mat with knee bent, and we pick up the right foot, we bend the right knee, we give ourselves a little hug just to neutralize or stabilize our spine in between the twists. And then very gently soften your hug. Begin to stretch out just your left leg. Reach your left leg out right in midair. Stretch it out. Notice the flow of breath. Yeah, there's a lot of core energy that stays ignited. So the breath changes just like the wind, just like the water. But all the while that's changing, you're noticing, what can I do to stay present? One more breath. Can we do that? We got it. And then slowly and softly release the left leg down. Keep it as straight as you can. Toes lifted up. Bring that right foot to the inside of the left thigh on top or outer edge. What serves it best here. Reopen the arms, wingspan or sun god. The next receiving breath, full, deep. Begin the releasing breath and just let the right knee travel to the left, a breath's worth. And then bring it back to center with a receiving breath. Here we go again, the releasing breath. The knee travels over towards the left. The receiving breath, we bring it all the way back to center. Now we take a deep, full breath. We take our time, fill ourselves, and release the breath long as you can as the right knee again continues to the left and keeps traveling this time. We can bring our left hand to the top of the right thigh if we choose, just for a little encouragement. Or we can just let the knee continue traveling on its own. But we're really focusing on that deep flow of breath. The body is changing shapes. The breath will automatically change the sensations of where it's being felt as the body changes. Notice all of this. And when you know your practice is in its completion, deepen into one more full breath. Where do you feel it? And release that breath out long, deep, and slow. Let's go back to center together. If you use the left hand, please release it. Receive a breath. Start to bring that left knee back up into center. Feel the body shifting again onto the back. Plant the right foot down. Bend the left knee. Plant the left foot down. Bring the arms down by your sides. Picking up both feet. Hugging both thighs in. Or knees towards the armpits. And then the gentle rolling this time from hip bone to hip bone. A wonderful massage-like action. We'll come back to center and pause. And then we'll let the legs elevate once again, with or without support. Move over to an open wall or a door if you choose. And just a couple of deepened breaths here. Reflecting on the theme of this month. Nature is our greatest teacher. Pay attention. And in our yoga, we have paid attention to the wind in its fluid nature, how the body fluidly moves as the wind. We have connected to the earth and its supportive nature and the support of our body. And we have connected to water and the direction of flow, like the direction of our breath. One more breath here, please. And then very gently, softly transition to this Shavasana of your choice today. Shavasana. Nature is our greatest teacher. Pay attention. The wind can teach us to move freely anywhere and not stay in one place. The earth can teach us patience and generosity. The water can teach us to flow with the current of our life. Nature. gently draw your awareness to that place between your eyebrows. Expanding that awareness into your space and the wiggling of toes, ankles, fingers, and wrists. And we gently place the left palm at our heart center, right palm across our belly, nourishing our body for several deep, refreshing breaths. And invite your next breath to awaken you as you give your body an awakening stretch. And we'll gently bend our knees, turning onto our right side. And begin to rise into a seated pose. In our seated poses with Anjali Mudra, we receive a deepened breath. And as we release this breath, we bow forward, giving gratitude to our body, our breath, our mind. Begin to rise together. And as we close today, Namaste. Namaste. Thank each of you once again for joining together this afternoon, practicing on our mats. Please unmute yourself and say goodbye to your fellow yogis.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Julie. That was awesome.
Thank you for joining.
Thanks, Julie. Thank Don. That's great. So glad you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Thank you, dear.
have a marvelous, marvelous week. We will meet next Monday on our mats for Zoom. And then on the 11th, we'll have our celebration together. So if you can never join, stay tuned. Bye-bye for now.
Bye, Julie. Bye, Jean. Have a good week yourself.
Thank you.
Bye, Don. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Love you.